and take questions. We appreciate that. The gentleman from Wisconsin is recognized for 5 minutes.
May I reserve my right
of course,
as needed?
Of course.
Mr. Secretary, I want to go back to the operational control issue that came up first by the ranking member when Congressman Nadler brought it up. And you've addressed it, and I know that Mr. Roy worked through that again, but it's so important, and I think it's such a source of frustration because every time you turn on a TV, there is this imagery that continues, which is people coming across the border. And whether I was in McAllen or in San Diego sector, or wherever I was, when you talk to Border Patrol or you talk to your employees, Homeland Security, none of them say, yeah, everything is going well, and there is certainly an operational control in place. So even by the definition, which you brought up a couple times, the Secure Fence Act, I don't think anybody asked you again today directly, do you believe that we have operational control at the border right now?
Under the statutory definition.
Right, under the statutory definition, do we have it?
Under the statutory definition, Congressman, not a single individual can cross the border if one has operational control. Last year, approximately 1.7 million people crossed the border. We provide that information to Congress on a monthly basis. Under that definition, no administration has had operational control. What we do is ensure that the resources that we have are deployed most effectively to gain the greatest amount of control that we can. And I will tell you that the greatest resource that we have are the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security.
Right, but what I think I just heard you say was, right now, I heard about the previous administrations. You know, you already established, I guess, that there was not operational control. So right now, we do not have operational control of the border. Can you tell me that right now to this committee?
Under the definition of the Secure Fence Act,
right.
We do not, and no administration has, because that means that not a single individual crosses the border.
Okay, so we established that we do not have operational control right now.
Under the definition of the Secure Fence Act.
All right, so let me ask you a couple other questions, because I think certainly I think we're acquiring numbers right now that I think are changing the dynamic of where we're at. Are unlawful entries between the ports of entry down right now, do you believe, or are they being measured differently than they had been prior to Title 42?
Prior to Title 42, the numbers are down, Congressman, and that is a function of the approach that we have taken to expand lawful pathways and then deliver consequences for individuals who do not avail themselves of those pathways.
So is that number only migrants stopped by Border Patrol agents? Is that the number that you're focused on? Or is it a number of individuals beyond those that even have contact with Border Patrol?
When we speak of, for example, the 2 weeks, let's just pick a period of time, the 2 weeks immediately preceding the end of Title 42 on May 12th. When we take those 2 weeks and we compare the numbers that we are experiencing now, we include not only the apprehensions in between the ports of entry, Congressman, but we also include individuals who are entering through the ports of entry using one of the critical lawful pathways that we include.
Found inadmissible at any ports of entry. Categorical parole, illegal aliens would also be part of that group. Is that not accurate? And then finally, gotaways. So there's three categories of individuals as well.
We don't. Our parole authority, which is a discretionary authority codified in statute in the Immigration and Nationality Act, is a discretionary authority that we employ on a case-by-case basis. What we do is we define categories of individuals who can access that, but we make the parole decisions on a case-by-case basis.
And then, so the actual total, these are the numbers that have been presented. 294,000 or 9,500 roughly a day right now are coming across. So do you think at any point that number is being padded? I don't know how else to describe it. Maybe that's not the best term, but it's changed significantly than the way things were being counted prior to Title 42.
No, Congressman, we don't pad numbers. We provide numbers. We act in the Department of Homeland Security with integrity and honor.
I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentlelady from Texas is recognized.
Mr. Secretary, thank you for